Kiwi Gal. I believe there was a bit of a misunderstanding in episode 83 where you answered Jon Stewart's question about the decorated forms and your answer related solely to certificates. Please see the attached where, in this instance, a routing form has been decorated with highlighter pens, etc. These pop up quite often on Thursday Funnies pages, etc. I also would like to know where this originated. Any ideas? So you guys can see the photo here that was sent to me to clarify this, and I do see now that I had not particularly recognized what was going on here, or what that question that John's was asking me about with these decorated routing forms. I thought he was talking about the certificates that people get when they finish services. But with this question, yeah, I can, the routing forms are just pieces of paper that have a series of people that you go see in an organization, in a Scientology organization, when you either finish a course, start a course, doing, various activities in the organization. These routing forms walk you through the steps you need to take in order to get, where you're going or whatever. And I think I've explained those before. So here's the thing. The staff members in an organization operate on what they call the spirit of play. They try to make things fun and exciting. Hubbard wrote early on in the 1952, I think, in the Philadelphia Doctorate Course Lectures of December 52, he gave this quote about the spirit of play, how high-toned and amazing and wonderful it was to be, insouciant and playful and that sort of thing, and how, that just poking fun at things, not taking things too seriously. And this is a big thing in Scientology because it's counterpointed against the seriousness of what Scientology is all about, what it tells itself it's all about. The staff members read Keeping Scientology Working and other policy letters, and they get this very deadly serious activity, because that's what Hubbard literally says. He says it's a deadly serious activity. And so you can get very, very, about getting Scientology to people, right? But he counterpoints it in various places with this idea of the spirit of play, where people really only get things done and are really only effective when they are light and airy and playful. And I know this sounds crazy because you hear about all these horrible things that go on in the Sea Org, and you're like, well, these people aren't being very playful, and you're absolutely right. This is just one of those dichotomies that exists in Scientology, and depending on the mood of the people involved at any particular time, will depend on how you're treated. So if things are tough and rough and like there's heavy, serious quotas to be met, and it's going to be doom and gloom, if those quotas don't get met, then things get pretty heavy. But some staff, and this is especially at the class 5, at the local org staff level, is where you really, where things are a lot less grim than they are in the Sea Org. You tend to see more of this spirit of play sort of thing going on. You see it a little bit in the Sea Org, but not really that much. Most of the time in the Sea Org, things are pretty grim. But at the staff level, things get, but then people remember to lighten up and not take things so seriously. Okay, but that doesn't mean that they are not serious about getting their quotas met. Okay, they have to get these things done. They have to get so many people completed on courses every week. They have to get so many new people in. They have to get so many books sold. They have to get so much money fundraised for their building or whatever, or money made for the organization by selling services, right? So these are stiff, tough quotas that they always have, and they're always under the gun to make them. But especially when they associate with the public, they try not to have all that doom and gloom rub off on the public. They want Scientology to be fun and interesting and exciting, okay? And I hope I'm explaining this so that it kind of makes sense, because it really is. I understand the dichotomy of it. I understand the opposites of this, but this is where this answers this question, because what they do is they try to get the public to come in late, come in early, do their services. Like, for example, when I used to be a course supervisor, I had quotas to meet on how many completions I was supposed to get every week from courses. I was supposed to get 3. I completed 3 people last week on courses, so this week I need to get 4, right? And so I'm going to have to go through and see who's close to completing a course and convince them to probably put in some extra time in order to finish this week. So in order to do that, I'm not going to call them and say, it's my ass if you don't finish your course. That would suck, right? That would make it sound like the org was a horrible place to be. Staff sucks, Scientology sucks, it's all horrible. You can't communicate like that to the public, not most of the time. So instead, you go, hey, we're playing the birthday game and it's very exciting. And last week we got 3 completions and this week I want to get 4. And I need you to put in some extra time this week. So can you come in right after work, or can you take a day off work and come in like all day Tuesday or all day Wednesday and put in the time necessary to finish your course? And this is routine. This goes on all the time in the orgs, right? The staff get the pressure, and then they pass it on to the public by trying to pressure them through this gamey sort of, isn't this fun? Isn't this exciting sort of thing, okay? And it's all sort of this like, ha ha ha, sort of, it's fake. It's fake as hell, but they try to, there's these poor staff, man. They try to make it fun, okay? So they convince the public to come in and do these things, and then they're going to reward the public, right? And they're going to make it a game. And so that's why you see pictures like this where you see highlighters and bright colors, and they'll give special certificates and awards and commendations, and maybe they'll buy the guy lunch or buy him a cake or do something for the public person who is, in their eyes, going above and beyond to help them get their stats up, the staff members, so that they don't get killed. And that's the genius of this whole thing, okay? And that's why you see all this like woohoo going on in the organizations, right? I think it was just yesterday, or this is coming up on Sunday, so I think it's 2 days ago, that Tony Ortega posted some videos on his blog of fundraising, and all the staff and public are doing a conga line and all this sort of thing. That's another example of what I'm talking about, where they try to, game up this stuff and put all this fake enthusiasm into this stuff to try to get the public excited so that they will be part of meeting the quotas that the staff have to meet because of the intense demand that's being pushed down on them. So there you go.